My friend, today we're going to talk about a very, very important process of playing an instrument. Go get lessons. If you have an instrument and you find yourself stagnant or stalled out, or you don't understand what a note is or what a whole step is compared to a half step, you've never played a scale, you can't play blues, you don't know what to do when you're around other people and they've got instruments as well, go get lessons. It takes one time to know if it's for you, and guess what? All instructors are not the same. I had one lesson when I was 17 and I learned a song that I had already known, and the guy taught me how to play it. When he taught me how to play it, he played it wrong. The ego that I had when I was 16 is much different than the ego I have when I'm 44 or 43 or whatever I am now. The concept is I've kind of let go of that need to be right, and what I've noticed is there really is no right way or wrong way to do anything in life, let alone music. The perception is some of it looks good, some of it looks bad, some of it comes off as evil maybe, some of it comes off as saintly, but the truth is it's all perspective. So maybe that guitar teacher was just having a bad day 35 odd years ago and just didn't want to deal with some sort of punk-nosed 16-year-old. So long story short, different strokes, different folks, but what I can tell you is your perception as a musician and as a human should change over a period of time. Therefore, the skills you have should change along with that. As a facilitator of education to many bass players, I always start off with the same concept, playing the rudiments, getting a feel for each one of these notes, being able to move your fingers around this fretboard, knowing what your major scales are, knowing how to play them in different fingerings, know how to move yourself up the fretboard, know where your octaves are, what a whole tone, half tone scales are. By the time that you get enough vocabulary and you know how to play a couple different genres like rock and roll, funk, reggae, blues, country, the idea is to go play music with people that you're not necessarily used to playing that music. Eastern music, devotional music, you can do jazz fusion, you can do heavy metal, you can do all sorts of different genres. There are subgenres in genres. So there's never gonna be something to run out of. And if you do run out of a genre, create your own and then share it with the rest of the world. I'm sure we're waiting for you. As far as this video, this step, go get lessons. It will cut dramatic amounts of time off of your playing practice time, meaning you're gonna get to play more and enjoy more when you know what you're doing. You don't need to know C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C. You don't need to know what the names are up and down the fretboard in the beginning, but you can still learn a little bit while doing that. Some of us just learn how to play a couple chords. I remember before I even considered myself a musician, playing the guitar 2 or 3 times and being like, this is way too hard. I'll never learn how to do this. I tried Stairway and, and just, couple of years later after that point, I met a dude, as I was talking about the brothers. I was going in school, they were going out of school. Long story short, we went to the museum, played guitars that day, and the rest is history. I'm a musician. I love playing music, and the one thing that I did wrong in my reality and existence is I thought I knew everything. Turns out I really don't know anything. So the idea is the more you know, the more you learn, the more you realize there's so much, so much more to learn. So the best advice I could possibly give to any new beginner bass players, after you already have a bass, it has a setup, you know how to put your fingers on the fretboard and press a couple things, the instructor will teach you multiple different exercises that they have learned over their experience, and then they will be able to pass upon a little bit of critique, like where to keep your hand in your thumb, how to float your elbow, how to sit up straight, what to do when you're trying to comp, what notes fit together, and how to make rhythms. All of these things, they're easier said than done, but the most important thing that I could say in the beginning, to those of you who really just want to love music and love the instrument, go show a local musician some love. If you can't find a local musician, please try and find a musician anywhere online and then help them. Pay them for lessons. Contribute to their pages. Talk in the comment sections. If there are quizzes, answer those quizzes. Be a part of it. And I can guarantee you, if you do something musical for 5 minutes every day, regardless of what instrument, regardless of what concept, it will be easier to do on the 7th day than it was on the first 5 minutes of the first day. If you do that concept for every single week and you have 365 days in this year, there's 525,600 minutes for you to do amazing stuff. And all you got to do is carve out 30 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, to 3 hours a day. If you can devote 3 hours a day, an hour of that is having a teacher, an hour of that is practicing the teaching that you took part in, and the third hour of that is to go play with others or play by yourself doing chords, backing charts. If you were to do 3 hours a day for 1 year, I guarantee you, you will meet your musical goals and expectations, you will build a vocabulary, and you will be way more comfortable on and off stage with musicians and music in life in general. That's the kind of goal and atmosphere I try to spread to all of my students. And then whenever I join a project or I'm a part of anything, whether even as a fill-in, I know my place. So once you start learning and you are playing bass on a more regular level, it's time to start teaching. Now, stay in your lane. Remember, charge what you're supposed to charge, teach what you're supposed to teach, and always let the process of education move further. If you start today and you take lessons for 1 year and you clock over 200 hours, it's time to start teaching beginner instruments. Other than that, you should have a great assumption or knowledge about the instrument you are teaching, meaning if you don't have a great fix on music theory and vocabulary and how to combine concepts or how to use another instrument like a piano or your voice to explain the concepts of this, then I would say lessons are a great opportunity, not only to get the vernacular and the grammar that some other individual might have, but you also learn. And it's always the learning process. The more you learn, the easier it is to learn other things that take a little bit of oomph and some critical thinking skills. Other than that, this is just one person's opinion. Go get lessons, shave off 6 months to a year off of anything you're doing. And if you find a great teacher, stay with them for a while, but then venture and go see other teachers. And then come back if you can. The idea is life's too short to not try other teachers and other prospects and other bands and other types of dynamics within relationships. I hope this video was worth something to you. If it was, thumbs up with something cool in the comment section. And I don't know, maybe put the number 66 for all you really awesome avid learners out there. Aloha.